Avi Meyer's Sunny Hirsch Election Special. This year we're presenting over 40 judicial candidates alone between the Northtown News Magazine, and we ran out of shows, so we're doing some election specials. Go to ntnm.org to find the schedules for all the shows and when they're going to be on in your respective cities and suburbs in the entire city of Chicago and 36 or so north and northwest suburbs. Jewish Chicago is out on the street. It's available free, so make sure you go pick it up. And it is a pleasure to introduce you to a Republican candidate for judge in the 12th Subcircuit, vacancy A.
Vacancy A.
And that is Steve Kozicki. Steve, how you doing?
Well, thank you so much. And I have to say thank you so much for doing these forums. It's so hard as a judicial candidate to get your message out, and the voters are always complaining that they don't know who the judges are, and you provide that service to get to know who the judges are.
I think it's important. I mean,
it's very important.
The fact of the matter is that I always urge people to, and I'll urge them now as long as I'm mentioning this, what a judge does can affect your freedom, your life, your marriage, your health, just about anything, your home. So since 20% of the people who take out ballots don't wind up going to the judges, I urge people to go to the bottom of the ballot first. Vote for the judges, and then you can vote in the unimportant races like president and senate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Your pleasure. What are the boundaries of the 12th Subcircuit?
Well, I always described it when we were getting signatures. My wife and I got all our signatures ourselves. It's kind of Arlington Park east to Lake Michigan. And it includes Arlington Heights, Mount Prospect, Des Plaines, Wheeling, Prospect Heights, Glenview, Glencoe, Winnetka, Wilmette, portions of Wilmette, mainly the north side of Wilmette, and Northbrook.
Yeah, it's a very nice area, and it's a growing area. And
it is.
As a matter of fact, it's one of the major areas. That is really, that and the 10th Subcircuit are places where the numbers of Jewish people moving and voting are becoming increasingly strong. And I make extra special pushes to make sure that there's plenty of copies around of Jewish Chicago for as many people as I can possibly accommodate within that area. Or you can go to the website, aviworld.com. In terms of give us the background on your education.
I have a degree in accounting and business administration from Regis University in Denver. And I went to Loyola University School of Law in Chicago.
Originally from Chicago or Denver?
Yes, I grew up on the west side. And we moved further west to Elmhurst when I was about 9 years old.
That's a nice city.
Elmhurst, yes it is. Tree City, USA.
Yeah, I've got a friend with a place up there. He can actually pull right off the expressway into his backyard.
I'm not sure that.
No, it's legal.
Oh, sure, but yeah, that's pretty busy over there.
I shouldn't say which because some of the main streets there are almost like mini expressways.
Yes, they are. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of main arteries that go through there. Yeah, but we tried to stay off of them. But my mother lived there until it's been about 18 years ago now. But then my wife and I started out our married life there for 5 years and then moved to Prospect Heights 23 years ago. So we've been members of the 12th Subcircuit for 23 years. So
that's a good, healthy, long time.
Yeah.
So tell us about your legal career.
Well, I've got a pretty unique, balanced level of experience. I started out as a prosecutor. And then I was recruited away from the state's attorney's office to be a public defender. Yeah, so it's kind of not a path that's usually followed very much.
Not.
No, and it was really out of my desire to get the best experience that I could get in as short amount of time as I could, and tried 20 juries in 4 years, or 24 juries in 4 years. And as right as, and I don't believe my wife actually agreed to marry me after going through that. But she saw it firsthand what being a litigator was during that. I remember being late for for dinner once while we were waiting out a jury, and had to explain to her, look, you're going to have to keep it warm, dear. The judge won't let me go. So.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so in that particular circumstance. And you've got a nice family, too, you were telling me about.
Yes, I do. I'm very proud of my family. And one of the things that I do primarily criminal defense work now, I see so many kids that are just troubled, and I'm really thank God every day for my kids. They listened eventually to what my wife and I were trying to tell them, and they become fine young adults. Yeah.
No, very glad to hear that. So, okay, the campaign's on. Are you going nightly to various places?
It seems like pretty much every night. I'll be at the Decalogue Society tonight on their judges' night.
Right.
And tomorrow I start out early in the morning at the Prospect Heights Wheeling Chamber of Commerce. I've been working, been out either at the train station at 6 a.m. or at a breakfast, or then working into the night, going through, the Advocate Society swearing-ins the other night, the Advocate Society of the Polish Lawyers Association. I'm past president of them, so that's an automatic for me.
Kozicki Polish, really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, believe it or not. But
you're the second person to bring up the Advocates Association from our interviews today.
Well, wonderful. We're a great organization. I think we're coming up on our 75th anniversary as an organization. So I was president, I think it was in 2004.
Yeah. Mickey's hands are starting to get there, so why don't you give us, you have a website?
I do. It's StephenKozickiForJudge.com. And also I'm on Facebook for Stephen Kozicki for Judge with the number 4 on Facebook.
And it's Punch 245?
It is Punch 245, thank you.
Sure, I just looked that up, that's how I know.
Yeah.
So anyway, Stephen Kozicki, I want to wish you a lot of luck in the election. Remember to get out and vote. Election Day, Tuesday, March 15th. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.